Chapter 5 Jailbreak. As Prince Darius was approaching Pluto, he waited on Charon with radio silence and watched for one of the fleets to leave for resupply. And as one of the fleets was about to leave, Darius fired up the engines on his spacecraft and began to travel to Pluto at sub-FTL speeds, so the other fleet's FTL resonance detectors would not detect him through the Pluto's volume. And once he had landed on Pluto's surface, he immediately dug into the icy crust with only 60 seconds to spare before the second fleet arrived. And when the second fleet arrived, his heart raced as his submarine picked up the scanning waves of the second fleet. But when he heard over the comms that the fleet issued an all clear, his heart slowed down, and he resumed his mission. Darius then traveled silently through Pluto's under-ice ocean until he arrived under Emilio's cell. Darius then used the special vibration and motion sensors to detect where the guards were at all times, before drilling into the ice and then into the floor of Emilio's cell. Darius then said, "Come on, I'm here to get you out of here." General Emilio then climbed down the ladder into Darius' submarine and closed the hole to cover their tracks. But it was too late. The prison security mainframe activated all the combat droids in the cell block and sent a jailbreak signal to both fleet commanders. Then the fleet commanders ordered their carriers to launch interceptor drones to either capture or kill Darius and Emilio. And the moment Darius finished drilling through the icy crust, he already had random FTL coordinates put in and jumped to random star systems with the drones following behind. Eventually, the drones ran out of FTL drive fuel and returned to the carrier while Darius' starship escaped the range of the two fleets. But for safe measure, Darius and Emilio switched ships and set the old one to self-destruct. Then the two returned to Darius' base of operations without a trace or further for strategic action. It was getting late as Edenthiel began closing her bakery later than usual, with only the street lamps to light her way. Meanwhile, Snake Eyes was watching her, and everyone she was involved with from across the street. Then he waited for the perfect moment to shoot her in the back with a high-powered blaster pistol and zap her unconscious, after making sure no one was looking and all the cameras were disabled. Then Snake Eyes destroyed her phone and shackled her in magic suppression handcuffs and left a note next to Edenthiel's cash register, before abducting her and taking her to his employer for containment. The note then read, "To Apollyon the Gunslinger, I have nothing against you personally, nor do I have any interest in your wife. But if you want to see her again, report to Lunsar Palace in the old Lunsar ruins unarmed, and my employers will take it from there. But keep in mind, I have no control over what my employers do to Edenthiel. So, if they decide to torture her, that's none of my business. As for you, I have no interest in killing you, because you're worth nothing to me dead. But if you turn yourself in alive, I get my $20 million in gold, and you will never see me again. Snake Eyes." Apollyon then searched for Edenthiel the next morning, and found no clues until he found a broken cell phone and the note Snake Eyes left behind. Jeremiah then immediately remembered the note from Queen Ariana's royal guard, and only one thought that came into mind: Lunsaro. The police then arrived at the scene with the private investigators to look for clues as Snake Eyes' real identity, and began to ask local businesses in the area if their security cameras saw anything the night before. However, none of their cameras worked that night, and there were no witnesses to witness the crime. Jeremiah then took it upon himself to go after the man that kidnapped his wife. He grabbed his new bounty hunter revolver, infused with Sunslayer magic, to end the lives of his wife's abductor, and with the help of his sister, destroy the House of Lunsaro. While in Prince Darius' command base, he sat down with Emilio in the war room to discuss invading Earth for King Azrael, but Emilio interjected. "Coming after me was reckless. You should have known better than to try to sneak past two of the most powerful fleet killers in the known system. Now they know how you did it and will be prepared for next time." "Why are you so angry with me? I freed you from that prison because I need your help taking down Azrael." "You need my help? Don't make me laugh. King Azrael's already doing that to himself. And why interrupt an enemy while they're in the process of destroying themselves?" "I'm interrupting him because I'm trying to do what's best for my people. I don't know what your priorities are, but I'm trying to overthrow Azrael so I can take his place and end his insanity." "And you'll become no different from him. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, and you will be corrupted too. But I too hate Azrael. But I do not let my hatred get in the way of victory." "Then you're the type of commander I need. I need someone who's in it for the results instead of glory, unlike my Valkyrie commanders. Then I will take part in commanding your forces, but under one condition. I get the satisfaction of killing Azrael myself.